Hi children, today we are going to study GCE O Level 2019 past paper question, that first part MCQ questions. Last session also we have done until 3. Today we are going to follow the fourth question. What is that fourth question? See the screen. Which following molecule is composed of the highest number of atoms? So, which following molecules mean, everyone know that molecules mean, here I am going to explain about the molecules. Molecules mean, say example, hydrogen. This is hydrogen atoms. Say atoms mean one orbit is here. There is a nucleus. Protons, number of protons is equal is 1, and electrons also 1. So 1 electrons in the first orbit, and inside of the nucleus 1 protons. That is hydrogen. So hydrogen gas, H2 gas, that means there are 2 hydrogen atoms. There are 2 hydrogen atoms. Say example, this 1 electrons here, then inside it has 1 protons, but another hydrogen also here, one with 1 electrons, inside of the nucleus 1 protons. Now which are going to sharing their electrons, say we can draw like this. What is? There's a one common area have find out. This is 1 electrons, another 1 electron also coming from other hydrogen atoms. So now we can see between them they have shared electrons which is contained stable condition. That means the first orbit, if it is contain 2 electrons, first orbit if it is contain 2 electrons, that is stable one, right? That is fulfilled stage of first orbit. Like that, here we have find out the last orbit, due to sharing their electrons, it gets 2 electrons. Therefore, that is stable condition. What are they? This one is hydrogen, this hydrogen atom, and another hydrogen atom. So we can write H2 gas. So now we say this is molecule. This is molecules. So now you can understand what is. This is an atom. This is molecule. Right? Atom and molecules. Now I think you have understand. Right? Atoms and molecules. Now see the question, which following molecule is composed of the highest number of atoms? There are some atoms have find out. Here. This is carbon atom, 1 carbon atom. There are 3 hydrogen atoms. 3 hydrogen atoms, and another carbon atom, another hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. That is CH3 CHO. That molecule has one carbon atom and 3 hydrogen atom, 1 carbon atom, 1 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atoms. Now I would like to add these molecules. So how many atoms are there? 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 atoms here. 7 atoms. Right? Now another molecule, carbon tetrachloride. Second one, carbon tetrachloride. This is carbon. Another one is chlorine. There are 4 chlorine atoms. 4 chlorine atoms. Now I would like to add these atoms. Due to the reason here there are 5 atoms here. 5 atoms. Then H2SO4. H2SO4. Here especially the H2SO4, there are 2 hydrogens. There are 2 hydrogen. 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. 1 sulfide. 1 sulfur atom. Then there are 4 oxygen atom. 4 oxygen atom. Now when you add these atoms, how many atoms can find out? 2, 1, 3, 3 plus 4, 7. Right? Earlier we have find out that number 7 atom. 2 into 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 4. Yes. There are 7 atoms. Then find out that CONH2 twice, that is called urea. The symbol of urea is CONH2 twice. Now we would like to count the atoms. This C is how many C? 1 C. And oxygen. Right? Oxygen also, when you count it, that oxygen, 1 oxygen. Now we will count the nitrogen. Actually, this is the bracket. So now we have to multiply. We have to multiply the by 2. So it will come 2 nitrogen. 2 nitrogen. Directly it shows, 2 nitrogen. 2 nitrogen. Right? So 2 nitrogen. And how many hydrogens there? So how many hydrogens? Now this also same condition. 2 into 2. 2 into 2 how much? 4. Then that 4 will come 4 hydrogen. Now students, you can count the atoms. Carbon, 1 carbon and 1 oxygen and 2 nitrogen and 4. So when you sum the total, when you add these atoms, carbon 1, 2 and 2 to 4, 4 to 4, 8. There are 8 atoms. Right? Now you can understand whether the question is which following molecule is composed of the highest number of atoms, right? So you can understand now there are several, then 4 compounds they have given. You have to find out the number of atoms from the compound or molecules. So when you count it, you have to know the skill, what is when you multiply, when they have given the bracket, you have to multiply and count it. Otherwise, directly, when say example CO2 means C1C and O2, there are 2 oxygen, so totally 3. Directly you can count it. Say first and second and third answer, you can count it direct. But here students, they are expecting when they have given with brackets of molecules, when they have given the molecules with brackets, you should multiply. That is the skill to find out this answer. Very easy question, right? Say carefully, what is, sometime when they are giving the weight and mole, at that time they can ask how many atoms are available. So that is related with the Avogadro numbers, 6 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So that count is there. Right, that is totally different from this. Here they don't give it any weight or a mole, or they don't give it. Directly you can find out what is simple, then this is. So sometime structure question, say write the equation for photosynthesis. Write chemical equation for photosynthesis. At the time you can write this 6CO2 plus 6H2O and C6H12O6 plus oxygen O2. Then the second question can ask how many atoms available in 1 molecules of glucose, because initially they have asked the equation for photosynthesis. Second question, how many atoms are available in the 1 molecule of glucose. So if they ask say example, at the time you have to count it directly. Here now see the screen. What is CH3CHO? It has 1 carbon, 3 hydrogen, 1 carbon, and first one 1 hydrogen and oxygen. Second answer, right? Second answer, that is carbon 1 carbon and chlorine 4 chlorine. Third answer, 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur and 4 oxygen. Then fourth answer, 1 carbon, 1 oxygen. There are, you know that we already studied that 2 have to multiply by when it's bracket, so that time it will come 2 nitrogen. Then 2 hydrogen multiply by 2 and 2 4, then it will come 4 hydrogen. So totally 8 atoms. So the answer is, which following molecule is composed of highest number of atoms? So the answer should become fourth one. Right? Fourth one is the answer. Right? So we can move it to the next question. Fifth one. Right? A rough sketch drawn by a student by observing an underground stem during a field, right? A field study in sound below. To which type of underground stem does this belong? Right? The rhizome. So initially they have given the diagram like this, right? Like this, you can find out some mark like this. This is example ginger, right? Ginger. So according to that sketch map, you have to find out what is there. These all are under the underground stem. These are underground stem, right? These are underground stem, right? So underground stem, but when you see the ginger, someone can say we have find out under the soil, and we find out some leaves here and have seen small like this one, and you know this scale leaves like this. Now see, this is under the soil, right? Under the soil is, but when someone see, they may think this is root. But actually, what has happened? Yes, they may think this is root. Another student take piece of this. Say this is ginger, and have find out with some scale, and see there are some leaves area I have find out where above soil, inside here this is soil. Someone thought that may be root or something. Right? Someone have doubt about this is root or stem. At the time, one of the clever student, he says, if you want another plant, you cut this stem, underground stem, and take it like this part. What is the small portion? We have cut, no? Yes, we have cut a small portion. Then what happened? Go to plant it. Now see the inside, the small, the small piece. It's gives a new plant. So how we get it this? We already studied. There's this plant, already it's grow like this, underground stem, here you know the soil. After what happened? We have taken the small piece of this and plant it again. It's given new plant. But if it is like carrot, right? Say if it is carrot, what happened? Say example, this is carrot. See the leaves are here. If you want to get new carrot one, you say this is soil. If you want new carrot, you can't get when you plant it, this one, the small piece. When you plant it, the small piece, you never get it. You never get it. Therefore, now can explain what is this is root. This is root. But this is underground stem. Underground stem. So now you can understand what are the difference, what is the main difference between the underground stem and root storage of food. So the underground stem, the small piece of underground stem can give a new plant because it has some bud. So it can give a new plant. So when you study in grade 10 vegetative propagations mean, right, the part of the plant can use to get the new plant. So at that time we have studied underground stems. If they are under the soil, but it should be considered as underground stem. Like that here in the screen, you can see the carrot one, first one, can't give a new plant. Can't give a new plant. It can't give. But the second one, ginger, it can give a new plant. You know the seeds, when you consider the seeds, right, seeds contain food. The food can use to produce root initially. After it can use to produce buds, then it will develop leaves and everything. But the seeds having food. Seeds contain food. Right? Seeds contain food. So this is food. Why the food is important to grow? When it germinate, the storage food have used to germinate, right? Used to make the tissues. Like that, underground stem also storage food. Underground stem also storage food. Why? When they are producing or germinate, when they are produce the new plant, at the time they can utilize that food. This food can utilize to grow, right? So underground stem mostly store food. Another features also have find out. What is another features? The underground stem, they can survive in their unsuitable climate. Say example, say very drought season. drought season, right? The drought season or very dry season, we can find out we can find out the ginger here, right? This ginger is here, the underground stem, the season is not suitable, very hot, no water, but the very hot season. If they grow in this moment, what will happen? The transpiration, the loss of water, the evaporation from the leaves. So they can't survive. Why? If they grow at the hot climate or the drought season, can't develop. Therefore, it can be wait for the suitable until to get suitable climate. When they are getting the suitable climate, that means cloudy climate, possible cloudy climate, and the rainy season, right? And the sun also not hot. At that time, what happened? The ginger can develop. That means it's going to give a new plant. So this climate is more suitable. So they can survive between these periods. So here I am explaining the features of underground stem. Why do we consider underground stem? Here underground stem, it can give a new plant, the underground stem, right? Why do we consider underground stem? It is different from this root. The underground stem, the piece of underground stem can give new plant. Underground stem also store food. It can survive unsuitable climate, right? These are very important points of underground stem. Now this question, we are going to do these questions. What is this question? Shows a rough sketch drawn of students observing an underground stem during a field study shown below, and they are asking the underground stem like this shape. They have given the sketch map, is not printed here. That slide don't have like this one, right? Here, which of this one? Yes, to which type of underground stem does this belongs? Yes, rhizome. That is the answer. Comb mean, the comb like this, right? Colocasia, banana, like this one, comb. Bulb mean onions. Onions, those are onions, is bulb. Stem tuber, potato. Potato also has small eyes area. So it can develop the new plant. So here it can develop a new plant. This also develop a new plant. Not only this, here also, right? Possible a new plant. Then onions, everyone know, it also can produce new plant. Then potato also, when you store it now, at some time when you store at your home, it will grow automatically. Potato. Okay. Now the answers is rhizome. The sixth question. 6 questions. This is actually related with cells, right? Related with cells. Our body contain different kind of cells: blood cells, bone cells, muscle cells, right? Nervous cells, sperms, eggs, and epidermal cells. Right? There are so many cells available in our body. The group of cells already studied, that is says tissue, group of cells. Then the tissues can make, the different kind of tissues can make organs. Organs like stomach as an organ. It's contain muscles tissue, blood tissue, nervous tissue, neurons, right? And connective tissues, epithelium tissues, or there are different kind of tissues have made stomach. Like that, here they are explaining different kind of blood cells and structure of blood, right? We will see the question now. Which of the following structure functions pair indicate the correct relationship? First one, structure. They have given the diagram, structure, right? This is the table, tabulate, they have tabulate here. First one, blood platelet. Can you remember, right, in grade 9, you already heard about this matter. What is initially the finger, you can use some cotton, cleaned by alcohol. The finger cleaned by alcohol. Then that finger, now we clean, so it is going to prickle. Actually we have used sterile cold needle. So when they prickle this finger, the small amount of blood will come out. Small amount of blood. Then what happened? We can use glass slide, right? We can use glass slide. Glass slide can take as glass slide, and then the glass slide contain now with blood. So now see, the blood is here. If you want add some dye or something, any possible, otherwise directly we can put cover slip. Quickly we can put the cover slip, small cover slip, glass. Now can see the slide like this, slide this, and blood specimens here, blood specimens, it's covered already by cover slip. This is this is showing under microscope, right? This microscope. Those are sketch map, right? You can see through the microscope our specimens placed here. The blood specimen also under the microscope. It's already covered by the slide. When you see through this diagram, you can find out different kind of cells. Example, say red blood cells. Red blood cells. The side view you can find out as dumbbell shape. Not only red blood cells, another cells you can find out another cell, that is white blood cells. Actually that is little bit bigger size than the red blood cells. This is white blood cells. There are small like this shape. This is actually some of them not considered as the cells, but anyway we studied red blood capsules or red blood cells, white blood capsules or white blood cells, and platelet. Actually between the cells we have find out some liquids. In our specimens, the light yellow or color liquids between the cells we have find out. That is called blood plasma. That is called blood plasma. What is the liquid? The green color, light green color, that is blood plasma. The biggest one, white blood cell, WBC or white blood capsule. The small red color one is RBC. RBC means red blood cells or red blood capsules. Another small black color we have counted here, platelet. Actually these colors are not real colors, right? We need to differentiate these cells. That is the study purpose only we have put different colors. Now you can understand how to get the specimen of blood. Now clean the finger and prickle the finger, get the blood and put it in the slide and cover it, then put it under the cell microscope. Sometime in the laboratory they have add some liquids to avoid the clot of blood. Anyway, if quickly when we put it there, so you can find out the different kind of cells. Now see, question is, which of the following structure functions pairs indicates a correct relationship? Actually correct relationship, right? Blood plates, productions of antibodies. Blood plates are important to making blood clotting. Sometime bleeding, accidentally when they get the wound or something, at that bleeding, internal bleeding, anyway when they bleeding, our body need to stop that bleeding. Therefore the system is there, the platelets also help to clot the blood. So mostly it's related with the clotting, right? If plate count is reduced due to certain diseases, dengue disease or leprospisis, so that time the platelets count is going to decrease. Due to the reason the clotting is going to stop or reduced. So sometimes the third stage of dengue patients have some bleeding, internal bleeding. So the platelet count is going to reduce. So this is related with the blood clotting. So, but here they mention platelets, productions of antibodies. Actually that is wrong answer, right? Actually that is wrong answer. Second one, white blood cells, right? white blood cells. White blood cells what? That is important to fight with the bacteria, that the bacteria or fungus, that germs which are going to have diseases in our body, right? So pathogens. So the white blood cells important to fight against with the bacteria or pathogens. Some microorganism responds to have diseases, right? When they sometimes the bacterial disease, tuberculosis, right? The TB bacteria when inhale here, sometimes it's go to spread lungs and it's contaminate with our body. That time our blood, white blood cells which are going to destroy that bacteria, right? That is called immune system, immune. So automatically it is happened by the white blood cells. There are so many methods can use. You know the phagocytosis. Sometimes it's going to eat that bacteria. Sometimes they stimulate or secrete the substances against the bacteria. Anyway, so white blood cells transfer definitely wrong, right? That is giving against to the bacteria, no? Right? The red blood cells. Red blood cells are important to transfer the oxygen. Actually, you know the red blood cells, if it is increased or if it is a good level, you can find out the color is bright red, sometimes pearl color, white color. So we can find out that red pigments are reduced. So red blood cells which are important to transport oxygen, right, from the lungs to cells, lungs to cells, the oxygen has to go. So the red blood cells can carry the oxygen from the lungs to cells. We already studied the red blood cells contain hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the response pigment for to transport the oxygen from lungs to blood, right? So red blood cells, phagocytosis, that is wrong. Third one is wrong because that phagocytosis it can do by white blood cells. Then the fourth one, blood plasma, transport of hormones. Actually, that's okay. Blood plasma, transport of hormones, right? Is so many minerals and hormones and so many substances are dissolved in the plasma. So one place to another place it can carry it. Okay. So therefore the correct answer is fourth one, right? Correct answer is fourth one, right? Actually red blood cells transport this one, white blood cells this one, right? Okay. Productions transport oxygen, right? Productions of antibodies this one. Anyway, okay students, we will study the balanced question, next questions in next class. Thank you very much.